Well, happy December the 8th. We have learned today that in British Columbia, all of the Wuhan Waltz rules and regulations are in effect till January the 8th, and then see how it goes. They may extend it. So what I've done, I have posted a couple of links on the BC regulations, and that way you can, if you live in BC, you'll have them handy. Mind you, go to their website and get them as well. If you're not living in BC, you can see our what would you call it? We're not wearing ankle bracelets, but we're supposed to stay home. You can see what our house arrest shit looks like. It's and here's an aside: they have in the past people who violate these for sort of in-home gatherings, a $2,300 fine to the owner of the spot, and $500 for everybody else. So you got to think about that as well. And of course, you got to also think about that there are enough idiots out there who would pick up a phone and you're over to wherever for Christmas dinner. There's an asshole somewhere on that street who will pick up a phone and say there's about 7 cars in front of that house. I think they might be breaking regulations. Now, whether the RCMP are going to get away from their Sunday dinners and drive down and get tickets, who knows? With the bylaw officer, probably doubt it. They don't work holidays, or do they? Most bureaucratic employees get as much time off as they can. But anyway, so read all of those regulations, see what you think. I think they're sort of convoluted at times. You can sit in a bar or a restaurant with strangers at different tables, but you can't go to your family for dinner. In those restaurants, you have to wear a mask when you're standing up, not when you're sitting down. Makes a whole lot of friggin' sense to me. A whole lot of sense to me. So anyway, it is what it is, and what can you say? You know, this video is going to be on BitChute as well, because YouTube just may yank it again. They've yanked other ones similar. If you disagree with the bureaucratic nonsense, hey, they got some idiot fact-checking, and away you go. So you'll find it on BitChute, you'll find it on YouTube, and you'll find it on dreamingdo.com. I'll try to place those links there as well later today. So they're in 3 spots. Interesting. And of course the big thing, I was at the post office this morning in a lineup of about 15 people, all wearing masks. It was lined up outside. Even outside people are wearing masks. Social distancing, still got their masks on. I even see clowns walking on the highway with nobody around, in the rain with their mask. And you know, their face walking into the rain, it's soaking wet. Go figure. See, those are the guys that will, and gals who will phone and squeal on you. So they're sort of convinced they're doing the right thing. They're part of the in crowd. And look, when I'm saying this, I'm not disrespecting the fact that for some people, if they get this, it can be a serious illness. A lot of people have died. And of course, we know that most people in Canada have died are in seniors' homes. Of course, they don't tell us that. Nobody stands up on their weekly or daily broadcast saying we lost so many people in seniors' homes, or this is where the real action is. Because nobody's taken responsibility for that. That's out there. But if you gather in your home, man, you're in shit. If you have more than 2 people visiting your bubble, you're in trouble. Sort of interesting. Sort of interesting. They also don't mention that the 3rd cause of death in Canada, and supposedly the same in the States, is from medical errors. Cancer is number 1, heart disease number 2, medical errors knock out, in Canada, approximately 28,000 people a year. Think about that. Now, do you think some of these regulations are medical errors, or people just really not knowing what the hell they're doing? I mean, you can go back to January and look at all the people who were beacon off what we should do, what we shouldn't do, and see how it's been a revolving, changing door. This today, this tomorrow, this not tomorrow, this yesterday. It's sort of confusing. It is what it is. It's all we can do about it. And of course, I see our illustrious Prime Minister is saying healthcare workers and seniors are going to be the first to get the vaccines. Well, I'm the first to say that somebody can have my shot. I don't really want it, so if somebody's really waiting, I'll volunteer my shot out. Today he will not, of course he never does say anything. He's like all politicians. They'll slip, slop, slot. He says a whole lot of fancy words and he's not telling you anything. He won't comment on whether there's any liability if someone gets untoward effects from this vaccine. See, other countries are saying, no, there's no liability, we've released them. Trudeau won't. Trudeau's not true. He just bullshits us all the time. Whether it's his scandals, whether it's money missing, whatever, he just sort of rubs it over. And it's crazy. A lot of the country believe this man. But anyway, that's a whole other story. So if you take a shot and you end up turning purple, or you're paralyzed on the right side, or whatever happens, or you develop narcolepsy or whatever, there's no guarantee that you can sort of get compensation for that. Tough luck. Yeah, tough luck. And other countries, they've already said there's no ramifications for you, and it's going to be mandatory. Think about that. The eugenics at work? Well, who knows? A lot of people smarter than I say that's what they're doing. It's the old Bill Gates. We got to get rid of a few people. Also in the links, there's a little bit on panic history. You know, this isn't the first time people have gone sort of la-la, and this guy is running around like Chicken Little. It's happened before, so you'll find that interesting. That's by Martin Armstrong from Armstrong Economics. And he's got another neat one there. Do the regulations in your area show how stupid politicians and bureaucrats really are? Yep, I kind of like that one. Do the Wuhan Walls rules sort of show how stupid politicians and bureaucrats really are? I kind of like that. And what else have I got there today? We have Farmer Jones with an update, and Farmer Jones has a whole slew of links that are really, really intriguing. You find those interesting. And I know most people don't have time they put on their mask, walk in the rain, they don't have time to look at this sort of shit. But for those of you who do, you'll find Farmer Jones, as always, when he's on, he's got a lot of good stuff there. And of course, I finish it off with Jeffrey Prather. If you haven't watched a Jeffrey Prather update, he's an ex-Green Beret, DIA, a lot of just really, really interesting figure. And he talks from experience. He's not talking off the top of his hat. So that's some interesting things. But check out the regulations if you live in BC. You don't want to get yourself snookered. Here's another thing. This is so damn dangerous. This was so damn dangerous. Why don't they let people know what communities have an outbreak? They give you a region. They've got us into little regions. I think there's more at play here. I don't think this is as deadly for the average person. Well, statistics are showing that. unless there's something about it they're not telling us. Could be, could be. But as high as 99 point some odd percent of the people are going to be okay with this. It's folks who are in seniors' homes, the elderly. But, you know, people keep saying, when you say that, man, you're talking about yourself. Well, I suppose. But I don't think I'm elderly. You know, I'm over in my mid-70s, but what the hell? I mean, we're still rocking and rolling. And they're trying to put through an assisted suicide law, and they want to get rid of us that way, easily. They're not debating this too much. But hey, if I have 2 people over, I might get sick and die. And so they're worried about that. Think about it. Like I say, this whole thing is it's nonsense sometimes, nonsense. But on the upside, over 99% of people are going to be okay with this. The people who aren't are people who have existing conditions, they're quite elderly, the immune system is thrashed. And these assholes didn't today, when they extended this, say, hey, take vitamin D3, make sure your vitamin C is up, your zinc levels are good. Make sure your nutrition levels are good. Make sure you're not stressing out, getting all your sleep, eating well. And so what do? People who celebrate Christmas, they have just stressed them right the fuck out by saying you could get fined $300 if you have Christmas dinner. Think about that. I mean, I don't give a shit about people, really. It's this whole little bureaucratic stuff they built around it. But anyway, that's my point. And I'm on BitChute, remember, or on Dreaming Do, because I'm not sure how YouTube, the fact checkers will like this, but YouTube can go YouTube themselves. Take care. Bye for now. We'll see you again.